these rematches with these types of intense fights taking place, like Conor and Eubank,
I'm trying to pull him.
a rematch right away will probably end their career.
Do I want to see it? No, I want to see him fight my guys. That's all I want. I'm not in the Chris Eubanks or Conor Benn.
Boxing pros are furious over the Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank rematch and are appealing to cancel it, as it is not a smart move for both fighters. On the other hand, Nigel Benn said the rematch is the right move. He advised Conor to stay at 160, win the rematch, and then drop back to 147 later.
The rematch is immediately what you want to see.
Yeah, I think, go for the rematch, yeah. No point in going back down to 147. Stay at 160, get the rematch, win the rematch, and then drop back down to 147.
Moreover, Tony Bellew shared similar insights, saying that the first fight was one of the best he'd seen, and he wants the rematch. He picked Eubank Jr. as the favorite, but noted Benn's youth helps him recover faster, while Eubank's strength could matter later.
The first fight's one of the best fights I've ever seen. You've got to look at, just watch the action from the first round to the last. I mean, that 12th round is just epic. 100% want to see it again. It's just...
Who wins it?
Oh, I don't know. I think you need to look at the really intricate details going into the fight.
Chris Eubank the favourite, Junior?
He has to be after winning the first fight, but I'll tell you something. The tide moves slightly over to Conor Benn a bit more, because Chris Eubank will be the one who needs more time to recover than Conor Benn, because the younger man, the younger body, the fresher body recovers faster than the older body. But at the same time, the bigger man, the stronger man will always come better late, and there's no getting away from them last 3 rounds. He came really strong.
However, Oscar De La Hoya said an immediate rematch could end a fighter's career due to the intensity. He added that fighters need recovery time and called it an exciting period for boxing.
These rematches with these types of intense fights taking place, like Conor and Eubank,
I'm trying to pull him.
a rematch right away will probably end their career. You know, it's that intense. It's that. So look, they have their own careers to deal with. I deal with my fighters. I take care of my fighters. We have to, figure out a plan here. But look, Ryan Garcia is in position to fight anybody at 147, 154. He can even fight Verge Ortiz if we want. So there's a lot of great fights for a lot of great fighters. It's exciting times for boxing right now.
Furthermore, Frank Warren said the rematch was in the contract, but he wasn't interested, focusing instead on his own fighters like Hamza Shiraz and Denzel Bentley.
Well, they've got a rematch. It's in the contract.
Yeah, but do you want to see one?
Do I want to see it? No, I want to see him fight my guys. That's all I want. I'm not in the Chris Eubanks or Conor Benn business. I'm in the Shiraz business, Hamza Shiraz business, and I'm in the Denzel Bentley business, and that's the fight I'd like to see.
Vidal Riley shared a different narrative and said that the rematch is about money for Eubank, while for Conor Benn, it's about the long journey toward becoming a world champion.
Conor Benn does have the chance to become a legitimate world champion and have a different phase to his career, to what he's had. Chris, it's about cash. That's what it's about. At this time, not that he's in need for cash, but everyone wants more. So if you can get 2 big money fights back to back against someone you know you're more than capable of beating, you've proven you can beat them, why not take it again? For Conor, it's about the long road, about the mileage, about how you're going to feel in a year's time, 2 years' time. Where do you want to go in your career? What do you see as the final picture? Loaded, or made the decisions to take me on the world champion route and still end up loaded?
Carl Froch said he's excited for the rematch, but dislikes rehydration clauses, recalling he had to follow them when he was IBF champion.
So you saw the first one, is it like, it was a good fight the first time. I am really looking forward to the second one.
I am really looking forward to it. I was looking forward to the first one as well, but I just don't like rehydration clauses, and I'll stand by that. I mean, I had to do them when I was IBF champion.
Eddie Hearn praised both fighters for a great first fight and confirmed the November 15th rematch at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, warning it's risky to repeat such a brutal bout and stressing both fighters' health must come first.
I have to give, despite our differences, I have to give Junior respect, because he went to some deep places that night. Both of them did. And they're choosing to run it back and go to the same places where they will definitely be going in this fight. So, the first fight date, which was September 20th, didn't get off the ground because, Eubank physically said he wasn't ready for that fight. So we're here now, November 15th, back at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and back for another thriller.
Carl Froch advised Conor Benn to stay calm use feints and jabs, and save energy for key moments. He said timing and patience matter more than power, and that controlling the pace can help Ben land clean shots.
I'd like to see you calm it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Just on the outside, just the movement, just steady it down.
That's boring though, Carl.
No. On the outside, man, you don't want to be chucking energy away and burning down the bar. Think of it.
It's boring.
No, it's not boring, because then you get in range and you make it exciting. I'm talking about technically on the outside, and I'm not telling Tony Sims how to do his job, but just calm me down a little bit on the outside. Little feints, little jabs, little movements, just little shows. Have a look at this, trigger him, and then have a fight with him.
Yeah.
Don't burn anything. Waste 12 rounds, man. He's tough. One thing about him he's inherited from his dad is a toughness.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a massive bang on me. I've done a lot of sparring with Chris Eubank.
Carl Froch also said Eubank Jr.'s frustration with fines was valid, but criticized his public comments about officials, urging focus on the rematch and professionalism in the sport.
He's got his reasons for being sort of annoyed with Eddie Hearn and the British Boxing Board of Control, because he's been fined quite a lot.
Yeah.
Got fined for not making the weight. I know he's supposed to make the weight. I think it was £500,000. But the Board of Control do a fantastic job, and they're there for the safety of the fighters. And I personally know Robert Smith, and he does a great job. So for him to slag off Robert Smith, I think that's a mistake, and one that he'll probably regret. I ain't got a problem with him calling out Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn should sit there and keep his mouth shut.
Yeah.
I don't think he should be speaking. And I know he tried to say, I was going to say something about Ricky Hatton, but that, in terms of that press conference and in that setting, it's irrelevant, because they're talking about the fight. They're there to promote the Eubank Benn rematch.
Conor Benn's team said he will enter the rematch confident and focused, using his middleweight experience to control the distance and fight smart while staying composed under pressure.
And I don't believe it'll go out the window on the next fight. I believe that he'll be there calm, and he'll be there to do a job on Chris Eubank Jr. the next time. And he knows Chris can't hurt him. He wasn't hurt at any time in the fight, and he, as I say, he's boxed up at middleweight now, so he knows what that feels like. And I believe the next time around it'll be a different fight.
Liam Smith predicted Ben would be more aggressive and said Eubank Jr. looks to be slowing down. He believes Ben's youth and fitness could make the difference in the rematch.
Regardless of the weight, I think I bring Conor into the fight more next time. Regardless, I think Chris is getting older and starting to look older, and I think that fight won't have done him any favours. I think that'll have put even more miles on the clock with Chris. Seeing Chris training with knee braces on, elbow braces, stuff like that. I'll give Conor a real chance next time.
Peter Fury said Ben can improve from the first fight and called the rematch a 50-50 contest. He noted Eubank's struggles with weight cuts and advised Ben to rely on technique and movement instead of reckless aggression.
No, I don't know. I think Ben can do more, and he's going to learn from it, the first one. So, and Eubank looked drained at that weight. I'm surprised he's gone in again for the same weight, same rules, because you could see he looked like he was struggling to get to that weight, and it showed in there at times. So I think it's a 50-50. You know, Ben's in with a better chance this time than the first time.
Ben said he's going to box more in the second fight. Is that the game plan you would deploy, or?
Yeah, you've got to box. Look, it's called boxing for a reason. You know, you've got to box. When you're looking for big shots and take somebody's head off, somebody will pick you apart. You know, this is skill set in there. At this level, you've got to box your way in.
Johnny Nelson said Eubank Jr. showed no progress and nothing new, noting Ben's toughness kept him in the fight. He believes Ben will improve and should be favoured in the rematch.
Chris will give himself every possible chance that's going, but in reality, you know, personally, I just think the last performance of Chris, I thought you've got nothing left. There's no more improvement on what I'm seeing there. And I know there was a weight issue and all the build up to it. I thought there's no more improvement there.
Does that mean you think do you think Conor Benn will be better in the second fight?
Yes.
Does that mean that you think that by him being better and there's no more left from Chris Eubank, that Conor Benn's able to bridge the gap and get an outcome in his second fight?
Without a doubt.
You do?
He couldn't have done any more. If he could have knocked out Conor in that fight, he would have done.
Yeah.
He just couldn't get rid of him. And Conor stuck it. So regardless of him being surprised that Conor stuck it out a lot more, he couldn't get rid.